In the Tanzanian port city of Dar es Salaam, you will find a very special railway. When it was built in the 1970s, many calculated that this could never work. It could never turn a profit. The US, Britain, the Soviet Union, and Japan all refused to finance it. But it was built anyway. The characters say made in the People's Republic of China. So how did this rail line came about? This is the story of the Tanzania-Zambia rail line. It was a project of idealism and geopolitics, one that has seen ups and downs. I'm riding on a train that's barely changed for half a century, to try to understand why it was built against all odds, and to witness the impact it's having to this day.
坦桑尼亚和赞比亚是两个国土相连的姐妹国家。
The 1,800-kilometer rail line between Tanzania and Zambia is known as Tazara. We spoke to the company that used to be China's Railway Foreign Aid Office, tasked with building the railway.
In 1964, both Tanzania and Zambia gained independence. At that time, the landlocked Zambia had a problem. It wanted to export its copper, but all of the existing links to seaports passed through colonial territories, so an idea was formed about a rail line through Tanzania instead.
Just when the two African nations were running out of candidates willing to help with the project, support came from a country that at the time was striving to be a leader in global anti-colonialism. It's hard to overstate the enormity of China's decision, as it was hardly the economic powerhouse it is today. Still, the decision secured goodwill from African states for the Socialist People's Republic of China, which some believe may have played a part in China's admission to the United Nations in 1971.
Chairman Mao said back then that it was our African brothers who carried us into the UN.
The Tazara was also a popular topic in China back then, as reflected in this comedic show.
我有另外的任务，你干嘛去了？遵照伟大领袖毛主席的教导，到国外修铁路去了。哦，你到那个坦桑尼亚、赞比亚去了。
But the construction of this 1 billion yuan project was far from a tongue-in-cheek matter. Virtually all the building materials, equipment, and other supplies were shipped from China, and some 50,000 Chinese workers were sent to help with construction. This used to be a projector screen, one of the few forms of entertainment that the workers had at the time. 65 Chinese workers lost their lives. The Tazara took 5 years to build, and by 1976, control of it was handed to Zambian and Tanzanian authorities.
The Tazara Railway is an exemplary collaboration. It is also the foundation of Sino-African relations since the establishment of the People's Republic of China.
Oh, you're going to Zambia?
Yeah, Zambia, yeah. Ni hao, wo jiao, tumotai, wo heng gaoxing.
You studied in China?
Yes, I studied in China in Ningbo University. I'm taking the train, we are traveling to Zambia, and I have a soccer team. We are going to play some friendly matches there with the Zambian. So we are traveling today, and the journey is like 2 days.
We do like this. Yes, here.
This.
Yeah.
Hope you guys win. Yeah. In a friendly way, of course.
So now we want to come to China and play football in China.
You should. Yeah. Yet, the history is just half the story. It's 10 minutes to departure on the Tazara Railway in Tanzania's Dar es Salaam.
Where are you going to?
We are going to Kapili,
Kapili, where is Kapili?
Zambia.
How long does it take from here to there?
3 days.
3 days?
Yes.
Wow, so what are you going to do on the train?
Here in Tanzania, there is a national park. So when it's lit there, we'll be taking photos.
Oh, yeah.
The scenery along the route has attracted world travelers to Tazara.
How did you know about this line?
Through internet.
Through the internet?
Yeah.
What are you expecting to see along the line?
Some animals, some nice scenery. But most of all, it's like an adventure.
But I'm not here for sightseeing. I'm here to talk to passengers about how Tazara holds up after years of operation. After the Zambia-bound train departed, my train arrived. I'm taking the domestic train, not the cross-country train. This looks much older. Hey, how's it going? He's over there. Hi. Hi. But interviewing people here proved difficult. Beyond greetings, the language barrier became more evident. Who's playing against whom?
Tanzania Big League.
Do you take the train every day?
No luck. Eventually, with the help of train staff, I managed to secure interviews.
I'm much expecting for more good trains with AC inside.
I want them to increase the number of wagons so that we can carry as many passengers as possible.
It's not hard to see that the Tazara has fallen into disrepair. The biggest factor is that its main revenue source, freight traffic, has dried up over the years to a fraction of its designed capacity.
When neighboring states of Zambia gained independence after Tazara's construction, they obtained new sea routes to the west and south, introducing competition for the railway.
Frequent delays and slowdowns have pushed many traders to shift to alternative rail routes or road transport, despite the Tazara being a cheaper option. Without revenues, conditions on the rail continue to worsen. A downward spiral.
What's your name?
My name is Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah. So I've been to Tanzania.
Yeah.
We are so happy to see you.
We've arrived at our stop.
Like, what's interesting here? What can I go see?
There is a market.
Market?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine.
Despite the decline, the Tazara remains important for the many villages that sprouted along the line, with local residents making a living by selling local produce.
Up to now, approximately 30 million tons of cargo and 40 million passenger trips have been transported. Therefore, it can be said that this railway has played a very positive role in promoting local economic development.
Hi.
Hi.
Is there a market nearby?
Near.
Near?
Yeah.
Where? Over there? Can you show me?
All right, we're making progress. Over the bus stop.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, is the market over there? Market?
Yeah.
Thanks. This was it. A few shops make up the town's main thoroughfare. Back at the station, a staff showed me this old signaling block system from the 70s, used to coordinate train movements.
This is now defunct.
Does not work. And nowadays we use cell phones.
So this doesn't work. You only use cell phone now.
Cell phones now.
Are you expecting new ones?
For now, we don't know.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future. Don't know the plans of them.
On the way back, I thought about many other people I talked to along the way. A family taking the train back home. A little girl whose father is the conductor. And a retired police officer whose career was spent stationed on the train. Much can be discussed about the rail line's current difficulties, but it's also worth noting just how many lives it has touched and shaped ever since Chinese engineers poured their craftsmanship and internationalist ideals into this project half a century ago. The Tazara, while seemingly obsolete, could well be on the brink of transformation. In a joint statement between China and Zambia this September, Beijing agreed to support the upgrading and renovation of the Tazara Railway in accordance with market-driven and commercial principles.
The basic strategy is this. First, renovate the rail line. Second, expand sources of goods. Apart from copper in Zambia, we can attract goods from, for example, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Third, we can suggest the local government to collaborate in constructing industrial zones along the line.
现在除了赞比亚铜矿之外，
The revitalization of the Tazara Railway will incorporate new techniques and financing strategies. This cornerstone of China-African friendship has not been forgotten. In the next episode, inside this operating theater, a surgery being performed by local and Chinese doctors isn't going as planned.
比想象中的要复杂一点。